I'm working my gel paint in a circular motion back and forth to get the edge of that petal, to get like that semi half circle look. And I can do this all in one move. I'm just breaking it down right now. So you work your brush back and forth to create the shape. And then this is where I start to pull the gel to the center. And you work it back again. And I pull it to the center. And we have one petal. The 111 brush is my one and done. I'm terrible sometimes. I just use one brush for everything. So in order to tighten this flower up and make room for the other petals, what you want to do is carve out the side of the flower a bit and bring it in towards center. And carve out the other side and bring it in towards center. I'm going to take another bit of gel play here, and not as much as I took for the center flower petal, a little bit less because our flower petals on the side are going to be smaller. So again, I'm going to drop my brush down parallel and work my petal a bit back and forth. I will carve it out a little bit. Maybe I get too close to the center petal. You can go back in with small brush and carve out a bit more if you need. And I feel like maybe I carved too much out of my top petal. So I'm just gonna go back in and add a tiny bit more. Clean my brush. I also like to, when I clean my brush for the smaller petals, point it out a bit so it's smaller. I'll grab another little piece of gel play. Work those petals out. And I find when I'm doing the smaller flowers, I don't have to work the petals out. I can get it in one move. Again, I'm going to show you guys. When you get too close and there's no space, what you want to do is take a smaller liner brush. That's clean. And carve it out. Gel play has the perfect consistency for this. So now to finish this flower, you can leave it as is. You can drag the sides out. You can draw veins. Whatever you feel, wherever you want to stop or you like the look. So I'm gonna draw a few veins here. Because we top coat this design, I find the top coat can flatten out the flower a bit, and sometimes you can't see on lighter colors the brush strokes as much, so it's nice to carve these little veins in here. And even if they're a little deep, as long as you're not taking away from the whole petal, the top coat will level it out. So I go back in with a little bit of gel paint on my brush to make the little petal flicks on the end, because I don't want to go in with a dry brush and then pull the color completely away. So I keep a little bit of color on my brush, and I'll start with the center one, and I just drop it down and gently drag the product out. And I just want to clean up that petal. I'm picky. So that's the flower. I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. My gel is LED. And it should be fine with curing with top coat to seal all the design in, but you have to remember, depending on which products you're using, because the white is so highly pigmented, just double check, and in case you've used a bit more gel that it's cured, you might have to do a double cure to make sure that it cures completely through the white. The whites and blacks can be very hard colors. Grab my crystals, and we can make this one just very simple. We can add 2 crystals, and we can do the crystal pixie or the caviar bead one last. It's terrible trying to dig through the Swarovski drawer. There's too much. I guess you can never have too much Swarovski, right? Another thing, if you guys didn't know, I educate for the Crystal Beauty Academy with Swarovski. That is also one of my most favorite. I feel like maybe I have so much time on my hands that maybe I will do a pair of shoes in Swarovski crystals. Not the whole shoes. So I apply the crystals before top coat. And right now I'm using Accents Bling On. It's perfect for holding crystals. I do this in Bling On. If you don't have a crystalline gel or Bling On, then I recommend using a medium to thick viscosity builder gel so that you can push the crystals into. So I only took a little bit since I am only going to use 3 crystals. I'm going to use, I believe, an SS12 and 2 SS5s. So I just put a little bit down. And it's always better to have a little more than a little less, to guarantee hold, because if you don't, a lot of times when people are finding their crystals are falling off and or breaking off, it's because they didn't use enough gel, especially for like designs like this that have full crystals and crystal pixie. You have to use enough gel, crystalline gel, or your medium to thick viscosity gel, or your crystals will fall off. And I guarantee for the most part that's why people lose crystals, is they didn't use enough gel. The beauty place. Where are you located to buy Swarovski from? So I'm just gonna drop this 12 in the middle. I love this opal crystal. I'm just gonna keep peeking behind me to see when it loads where you're from, and I can, oh, in Toronto? I would honestly order from Dreamtime Creation or Fire Mountain Gem. I believe that it's somewhere on my one Instagram. I do have a Toronto crystal distributor, and I'll try and look for that person who's in Toronto and get you their contact. If you could just send me a DM to my my Instagram, I'll send you a list of places to order Swarovski from. Another cool thing is if you guys have a Michael's in the area and you save those coupons and you wait and watch, they have Swarovski crystal sales all the time. You don't get as much in a pack, but you can find some pretty neat Swarovskis there. So this is the 5. My favorite thing now is at Dreamtime Creations online. They have a section just for nails. I'm not sure if it's just under the wholesale. You go onto the website and at the top it says wholesale and then a bar will drop down. I'm pretty sure that's where it used to be. You'll see nails come up, but they might actually have their own bar for nails, and they have some pretty amazing nail kits and packs and trays that you can buy for Swarovski. I get a lot of my Swarovski from my local distributor, which is Nove Wholesale, and from in Edmonton at Beamy Beauty Box. I try for the most part to support local business and buy as much as I can from local business. So now that I've dropped the crystal, you can see that there is kind of like an extra ridge of gel. Maybe it look a little too heavy. If you ever use too much gel, again, like I say, better more than not enough. You can take away. Another thing that this would be good for is the amount of gel that is on here. I could gently push all those crystal pixie in around here and have the perfect amount of gel. But we're going to start off with just the crystals. So when I have too much gel, I'm able to kind of pull it away a bit, but I try not to pull all of it away because that little ridge of gel around the crystal is what's holding it into place. Now for anybody who's new to crystalling, you can cure at this step. I tried to pick a easier and more simpler design to use with the Swarovski, just in case people didn't have access to big stones or 3D stones. I don't want anybody leaving the house to go shopping. It's not enough time to order, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure most everybody has some sort of caviar bead and a flat crystal. Maybe next time I do really, really big design and let everybody know in advance to get the big crystals. So for the ceiling part of this design,